what is the thing that the candidate must avoid during the recruiting process, and I can add, if I can add, during the interview? Andrea?
Yes, it's a very, very good question. Of course, it's a very personal question. There's no, a standard answer that will apply to every single person who's evaluating you in an interview. But my point of view is, I really want to see the person. I want to get to know the person. That's a process that for me starts with the CV and with the cover letter, if there is one, and it starts getting me a sense of what the person can bring to the role and what the person can achieve and what the person how the person will mix with the team and what kind of skills complementary to other people would bring. So that is what I'm looking for from a CV and I'm looking for from a first interview. What I don't like to see is a lot of use of buzzwords and dropping names, that kind of stuff, because they're just a show and they're not really giving an opportunity to see the real person. I want to see the person that will show up at work every day. And I know that an interview is a very artificial setting, right? The candidate is trying to show us his or her best. I'm even trying to show you that my company is the best place to, and my team is the best place to work with. So we're in our best behavior. But within that, I want everyone to feel very comfortable, and I want to be able to see the real person. I have instances in which the person that I interviewed and the person that they showed up at work every day were two different people, and I don't want that surprise. So I need spontaneity, I need authenticity within the process. I'm interested in the person, not only in terms of skills and professional qualifications and experience, but also in terms of personality and soft skills, and how they will play a role into making the person successful in the role.
Yeah, so I mean, I absolutely agree with everything Andrea just said. I think things to avoid would include what I mentioned earlier. You know, you've got to avoid making grammatical or spelling errors on the CV. I think another important element, and you touched on it, Andrea, is that it is an organic process to some extent, where the ideal interview, you know, there's that interaction that feels very natural, because that gives you a degree of assurance that this person could fit in, work with you, you know, and so on. I think for the candidate, one piece of advice I'd give is try not to feel under too much pressure or stress, because it is a two-way process. You know, it's a chance for you to get to know the person who could become your boss. It's a chance to ask questions. It truly is an opportunity. And I think what will absolutely help that is your level of preparation. So if before the interview starts, you've done, you know, over the weeks and days before the interview, you know, you've done thorough research into the company, into the role, into the people who exist in the business as far as you can. If you've really, you know, rehearsed some of the questions and prepared some of the questions that you anticipate getting or that you could ask, I think that attention to detail just leads to a much more relaxed and enjoyable process, and it will undoubtedly improve your chances of getting through to the next stage. So I think, you know, that's one piece of advice. I think the other would be, if the process leads to a negative outcome for you, so you don't get the job, you know, you don't even get a response, which is, you know, we've seen that's increasingly common these days, given the volume of people applying. I think, you know, don't be afraid to seek feedback. Don't be afraid to use that feedback for your next application, because, you know, and definitely don't get despondent. You've got to stay positive. It's a competitive marketplace. You are unique. You've got a lot to offer. So just keep applying, and don't get despondent at any stage. Use every experience in an interview to gain something that will give you an edge for the next one. And that's my advice.